Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to give you a quick run through of what I've put together so far for Indigo Lash. This is your home page. This is your first page. I'm going to go through what it looks like now, and then I'll show you a couple of other options that I have, that you can utilize, and then I'll do a quick run through on what it looks like on the different devices. So tablet, desktop versus tablet versus cell phone or mobile, and then also I'll go through the different plugins and how you can utilize them. Um, so this is your home page. At the bottom of every page, this is your menu that you've got. I got your services menu. These are all, navigational. The background image, you can see the front end of your site just kind of floats over that background image. I do have another one that we can use if you want to, that will kind of go with this color scheme. And if I'll show you how that looks. This particular setup here, business information, is on the bottom of every page. And it will allow the user to click on it and get directions. So they can get driving directions from wherever they are to where you are. They can email. So this will spring off an email. And they can see your hours of operation. And then they can also open, view a larger, picture of the map. I've got a sticky slide bar over here. This will appear on every page. And as you can see, it just kind of slides around with the page as you move around. So this will pop out when you hover over it. It will do this on desktop and on tablet. It will not do it on a mobile device, like a cell phone, only because I thought that it would be a little difficult to navigate. The one downside of that is that the user won't have the ability to utilize this little pop out here, which is, of course, to make a phone call. However, I can put that down here if you want. Something along those lines. I have the ability to put, your phone number down here also, so it would show on the mobile device. And these are all functional. These go to, again, your email. It will pop a phone call. This one wants to use FaceTime because I'm on my laptop. It will go to your Instagram. Which apparently you're not sharing. So you might want to change that. I don't know, unless you want your Instagram taken off of, unless you don't want that link on there. Otherwise, if you're going to, have a private Instagram, then it's really doesn't make a lot of sense to have users going there from your website. This one will go, of course, to your Facebook. And then this allows users to share this page to, oh my goodness, their Facebook, their Twitter, or their Google+, so that you can be shared on their behalf. Okay, so your About page. You see we got a nice picture here. And this is how the background looks when, you can see we've got more of it available. Got a little philosophy here. Again, we've got the menu at the bottom. We got the slider out here, and we have a Book Now button that goes to Vagaro, so that they can go ahead and book a service. Now, the one thing I will say is that you need to make sure that the prices that you have on Vagaro are the same as the prices that you're listing on your new site. Okay, there are some differences, so you're going to want to go through and fix that so that you know, if somebody books a service through Figaro, you know, it's going to be the same, cost the same. And I think the prices that you have in Vagaro are a lot less in some cases than on your regular website. Okay, so here, this is a drop-down services menu, kind of like what you were trying to do when you guys were putting it together. So we've got one for lashes, skincare, waxing, and then I put your cancellation policy here under your services, right? And to me, that makes sense. Giving a service, oh, what's a cancellation policy according to those services? So we'll take a look at the service menus. So here we've got your prices, we've got tinting, we've got a book now button that also goes to Vagaro. And here on your lash and brow services, we've got a lash FAQ. We can do this for skincare and we can do this for waxing. You know, we would just need the information to set up the pages, and then we can create the button that will go to that page. So when we open the lash FAQ, what I've done is I kind of copied what they were doing in that I have a question and answer kind of drop down. So if I have a specific question and it's here, all I got to do is hit the drop down and the information that I want is there, so that I don't have to scroll through the whole page to find what I'm looking for. And again, here you've got your social share icons. The skincare page with the book now button. You might want to think about creating a staff member or bio for each of you with something with a picture, so people can put a name to a face, and your licensing, your specialties, that kind of stuff. People like to connect with people. This is your waxing menu. I divided it up into ladies and gents and put a book now button under each so that the guys didn't feel like they were booking a ladies wax. And again, you got your information down here at the bottom. This is an aftercare page. So this is, right now, I didn't call it lash aftercare, I just called it aftercare, so that if there are specific aftercare procedures that are involved with, you know, getting a facial or a chemical peel, we can put that on here. Or we can put a link to it on here, or we can make it an aftercare drop down like the services menu. So we can have one for lash extensions, we can have one for waxing, we could have one for skin care, chemical peel, or whatever the case may be. So, but anyway, this is, again, your aftercare page. If we made a drop down like I did for the services menu, then this wouldn't be a link. It would just say like aftercare, lash extensions, and then have that information on there. Aftercare, chemical peel, or facial, or whatever the case may be. You have a contact page, basic contact form, okay? When they submit this form, it's going to send an email to the admin of your website. So right now I have that, since the site is local so I can do testing, I have that set up as my email address. We would of course put your indigolashstudio@gmail.com address in there so that whoever monitors that inbox would get that email and would know that someone had submitted a contact form. Also, the contact information, when someone submits a form, that contact information gets stored within WordPress, and I'll show you how you can get to that. You do have a blogging page available to you. You know, so if you do a post, it will show up here. Once you decide, I actually might take this off of your menu right now until you decide to actually start blogging. It doesn't make sense to have it here and have it look like this when you're not actually using it. The page is there. You can create a bunch of posts if you want and schedule them to post monthly. That way you don't have to worry about it for a few months. And once you decide that you are going to do blog posts, again, we can put this page back on. And then over here on your sidebar, or over here on a sidebar, either on the left or right side, we would see information regarding your blog posts. So things like recent posts, search, the search bar so that you can search the posts, stuff like that, that maybe you saw on Mike's site that you're not seeing here. It didn't make sense for me to have that, cluttering up your site when there's nothing behind it. So just to keep it clean, I kept it off of there. So I'll probably take this off until you decide you're going to start using it. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to point out is that right here, this is where your logo will go. Until you have one, they stick your, basically your site name there. When you put your logo on, when you get your logo and you put your logo on, you're going to want it to have a transparent background, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But so that's the basic run through of what it looks like. Now I'll go in and I'll change that background real quick and show you what that looks like. So hang on a sec. Okay, so here we are, and I've changed your background image. It's kind of like a purpley dandelion puff kind of thing. And I thought that it also went well with the different colors that were themed here. So if there's anything about the colors you don't like, anything can be changed, right? There's nothing here that's permanent. So this picture can be changed. I mean, anything can be changed. But I just wanted to go through real quick and kind of show you how different it looks. You don't think it's going to look very different, but it actually does. It kind of lightens it up quite a bit. But I think both of the backgrounds look nice. It's just a matter of your preference and what you want to use, right? Everything else stays the same. All we did was change that background picture. So that's what this would all look like. And again, that's on every page because it's background for the whole site. Okay, I'm going to pause real quick. Actually, I don't think I need to pause. Well, this is how it looks on a laptop, someone using it. So I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to go into let's just do this. We'll just go into the configuration here. And I can show you what it looks like on tablet. Okay. This is still here, as I had mentioned before. This takes up a little more real estate, which is actually kind of cool. Your pop-up menu, your navigation menu is up at the top now. Right? Everything else stays the same. All the functionality. Just kind of change the way it looks a little bit, right? You can't see quite as much of the background on some of these pages, but all the functionality that was on the laptop version is still there. Nothing's missing. Okay. I'm going to show you how it looks on mobile. The nice thing about this particular theme is that it tries as much as possible to resize the images so that, they're not flowing off the page, so that for example, when we go to your About page, we're not looking at just like her nose because it didn't resize, the picture. So, but everything else stays the same. You've got all the same functionality. Now, if you notice though, you don't have that pop-out slider for your social media. That's the one downfall to the mobile. They can't hit your Facebook. They can't, I can try turning that on and see what it looks like. We can do that right now, as a matter of fact. So let's go in here. And we'll go to, that's a sticky side button. We'll turn off disable on mobile. Okay, save settings. Okay, and go back into customize. And go back into the mobile site to see what that would look like. And so this is it. Now think of this though, if you're scrolling on this with your phone, you might end up hitting this a lot. So I don't know, we might want to move it over to the other side maybe. I think a lot of people probably scroll with their right thumb. And if they have to reach above it to get to the pop-out menu for, the different pages and stuff, that might end up being a little clunky. So we can do it either way. You just need to let me know what you want, but for now I'm going to turn that off. Okay. One of the things that I did want to show you is, for example, on the, if I look at your pages here, so what I'm doing here is I'm kind of using, you see I don't have any text or anything in your front page, and I'm kind of using the title here as, some page, or, just text. It looks like it's text on your page, but it's not. It's the title of the page. One thing that we can do if you want to is on this page, well, one of the plugins that I have for you is called the Enviro Gallery. And what this is it allowed me to take these images and create a gallery. So this is a gallery, this is a gallery, this is a gallery. Each one of these is a separate gallery. You can create a gallery that has 1 image, 3 images, 6 images, whatever the case may be. And you can have them just display as images, or you can put links in those images to your pages. So for example, if we wanted to add, one of these images as a link on your front page to another page, we can do that pretty easily. I'm going to show you that real quick. You just go, the button's right here. This is the plugin where you do all your configuration, create your galleries and your images, and then here's how you actually add it. So I already have embedded in these guys the links that will take you to basically the waxing menu, the skincare menu, the lash menu, okay? So if we want to insert this into your front page, okay? Another thing that we can do that, let's just preview it real quick. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to insert this into your page, and when you hover over it, it's going to say lash and brow. The helper text also says lash and brow, and when you click on it, it takes you to lash and brow. Makes sense, right? Okay, another thing that we can do here is we can add button. Remember I told you about I think I told you about the buttons earlier. But if I didn't, I'll tell you about them. So what was that? The lash. We can click on lash menu. We can say use this button. Insert the button. Okay, so this is called short code. Instead of being a big long link to something, it's just a little short code, and it says, oh, use the button that I created using this button plugin, button number 3. Okay. So now you'll have lash menu. This goes to the menu, and this goes to the menu also. Okay. It's up to you if you actually want to have, something like that in your front page. We can do that. But for now, I don't have any of that in there. So. Okay, so I have that plugin for you, the sticky side button plugin, which gave you the social media stuff on the other side. Actually, I'm gonna keep that enabled on your mobile for now. If you don't like the sticky side buttons on the side, that pop-out thing, I do have other icons, another plugin that you can use called Ultimate Social Media Icons. So this will be like, okay, I want to see a Facebook icon, and I want to see an Instagram icon. What do I want them to do? I want them to visit I already have all this set up for you. So if you decide you want to change them out, it should be really easy for you. You would just insert them. Business profile is how I get that information at the bottom of every page. So yeah, that's what's there. I had to create an API key for you for Google Maps, so that we can show the map at the bottom. This is the gallery I told you about. This is Yoast SEO. I installed this plugin also, and what this will do for you is that when you look at your pages, on every single page, I haven't done any SEO optimization on any of your pages. My goal was just to get something put together for you. SEO is something that you can look at on your own. But basically, when you look at any of these pages, let's look at one that's actually got some text on it, okay? Let's look at the cancellation policy page. Okay, so this is a text that's on there. That's the featured image, if you remember. It shows up at the top. So what Yoast does is it allows you to enter a keyword, a focus keyword, only one. If you want to be able to add up to 5 focus keywords per page, you have to go premium. That costs money. But you can edit the snippet that shows either on mobile or desktop. So if you look at this, what does this look like? This is a Google snippet, right? This is what Google sees, or what Google will display. And you can edit that snippet, so it shows what you want to show. Readability. This basically tells you, it goes through and it scans the text as you write it in, and it tells you, basically what your readability is. It tells you any issues. Okay, you've used subheadings. Good job. None of the paragraphs are too long. Okay, you're under the maximum. Basically, for readability, it needs to be short and sweet. You can't have all these long overrun sentences, paragraphs that are 3 sentences long with no punctuation. You need to have short sentences because people are stupid and they can't read long sentences. I have in here, apparently, some of the sentences are too long and I use too big of words, so whatever. Passive voice, they don't like you to speak in passive voice either. So that's all things that you can, that's how you use Yoast SEO. It'll help you with making, your pages more readable. And actually, another cool thing that it does is it shows you that stoplight here. It gives you that readability score. You can see that at a glance, right? So I didn't do too bad on these. We got some greenies. We got some green guys. We got some red guys. And we got some orange guys. This is going to be your SEO score. You don't have one because I haven't filled any of that out. And this is going to be your follows or something like that. I don't know for sure what that is. But this is the Max Buttons plugin. And this is the one that I use to create all the buttons. If you wanted to, create another button that looked just like this, but said something else and linked to something else, you would just hit the copy. It'll copy the button, right? And then you would just change the name of the button, where it goes, the tooltip about it, the text on the button, the font, all that kind of stuff. So, and I took screenshots and put it in a Word document. Like if you want to replicate this color somewhere else in your site, I have the code for that color so that you'll know how to do that also. Yeah. But anyway, so that's that. So that's your tour. I'll just let me know what you think, and I can make any kind of changes, or I can. Good God. I can make any changes that you might like to have made, but pretty much it's ready to go. If you like it, I can look at staging it up on your GoDaddy site. The only problem is that I didn't know what your database username was or anything like that, or password. So I basically had to create a whole new database. So when I implement this up on your GoDaddy site, I have to have the ability to basically delete everything that you have and create a new database and a new database user. Then I have some SQL scripts that I have to run against this website to replace all those links, that say localhost with, whatever it is we're going to replace it with. Because this won't work, of course, on the internet. This is just on my machine. So that's it. Enjoy.